this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Klim Kadike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing. It really helps a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, so this video is about the month of October 2024. So let's get into that. Now, on October 2nd, we start with the solar eclipse in Virgo, which I have a whole video about coming after this one. But just to sum it up, this will be in Hasta Nakshatra, and Mars is in the 10th house, which is aspecting Ketu in the first, with Sun and Moon and Mercury. So this Mars aspect is very explosive and can create major destruction from hitting a target based on past events that can cause a split or direction, and at the worst, a loss of life. This is angering the population. This can affect leaders and the population. Some leaders may end their reign or die off, and this could actually have to do with the elections coming up. Destruction and the use of weapons of war, challenges in alliances and breakups of groups. Many will break up due to lack of trust. This is taking action to gain resources, and these can be resources that they lost and want to retrieve. This can be in the matters of court cases. Some will find it challenging to return home after a mission. Safety may be at risk for many. This can include the matters of war, health matters, and the stock market. Problems with space travel or accidents can occur. Warlike activities are a result of spiritual and religious bias. Now, exposure will continue for those in the entertainment industry, the ruling elite, for being two-faced and having a dark side, like we've seen all year, like with Diddy, for example. This time, the focus will be on comedians. Hasta has to do with comedians. Those with cult-like followings. We have Jupiter, Megashira. Some businesses that may be caught in this crossfire are restaurants and tourism agency, communication jobs, temples and churches. There's just a scandal in India about a temple, and this is an example of the things that will come out. Colleges, universities, aviators, the space industry, transport, construction, and housing will have challenges. Many will take action to seek out help from those who can predict the future with spiritual insight. Hasta is the hands, like palmistry. It tells our fate, and this will be a wake-up call for many. Some will see their destiny change and then go into the opposite direction. Many will be suffering from health issues related to mental disorders and issues with the heart. There's a possibility of sudden epidemics, leprosy, poisoning, nervous system decay, deterioration, skin eruption, or hysteria. Also, heart attacks are rampant right now. Deception can occur in spiritual groups, churches, and that will anger many. Spiritual insights will explode and dissolve the ego. For those less evolved, they might feel a loss of identity. When you start losing your identity, it is a good thing, because your identity is a social construct within this Maya, this illusion of this world. So it may be a little confusing at first, but it will help you in the long run. Problems with the automobile industry and transport will happen all month. On October 9th, we will have Jupiter turning retrograde, and I'll make an entire video about this. This will be retrograde until February 4th. So whatever Jupiter rules in your chart with Sagittarius or Pisces, wherever that is, you're going to be reviewing these things and reviewing these matters until February 4th, revising things. So it's going to go back through Megashira, and then it's going to go back to Rohini. So Jupiter first went into Rohini on June 12th. So you can think back, okay, from October 9th back to June 12th, we're going to revise all of that, review all of that. So that kind of gives you an idea of the events that might occur in your life. If it's your 10th house lord, career, for example. If it's your second house lord, family matters, money, possessions, for example. Now, when Jupiter turns retrograde, morals, dharma, righteousness start to get lost or twisted or kind of thrown out the window when it comes to the world, and people start acting a little demonic like. And this is going to increase the matters of war, violence around the world, because we need that righteousness to kind of hold things together. Now, this is not for everyone. If you have an evolved consciousness, it won't. You might be more inclined to go more within for the knowledge, to receive knowledge within, which is a good thing. You might be revising matters of, it could be finance, higher knowledge, which is like the knowledge of the Vedas, or higher knowledge of higher education. It can be university or colleges, but it's usually higher than that, like say occult, higher spiritual knowledge, higher occult knowledge. But it can also be reviewing things that have to do with maybe your bank, financial institutions, publishing, things of that nature. Maybe going back to school, reviewing everything you learned in school. Also, Jupiter is going to go back to the times when the markets went very, very high in August. So there is a possibility that either we're just reviewing that because there is decrease in the market, or it can go back up again, because Rohini is the nakshatra of wealth as well, and then Jupiter can explode that. So it's going to depend on your chart, but it can be good for many. Magashira, this is the cult-like followings of people. So this is why a lot of people with cult-like followings are getting exposed. But this is what we chased in our life. That may be a mirage. So this could have to do with relationships as well. Chasing something that may have not been good for you. You might review that. Then on October 17th, we have a full moon in Ashwini in Aries, which is going to completion of something new that we started. Now this translates to either born of a female horse or horse woman. These will be events that happen fast and swiftly. This moon is dealing with health matters and is related to the Ashwini Kumars, who are twin brothers who have the knowledge of all herbs on the physical and astral plane to cure any disease or fix any problem. They can make the old young again and the dead come back to life. This is how much power they have. So healing will take place with communication, spiritual practices and counseling, healing among siblings, and by the Mahavidhas, the goddesses, the Devatas. We must be cautious also of accidents and injuries that can cause a loss of life while traveling short distances with transport. The focus on communication, which can be harsh at this time. Warlike activities will continue. This is Aries, this is war. Impulsive actions can lead to mistakes or conflicts with what you may have said to others. So we have to be careful of not just spitting something out that may be hurtful to others and we may regret later. Good for those who have their own business and entrepreneurs. This will make you want to go and fix things. This will also make some people want to engage in some daredevil type activities or sports, things like that, because it's going to give people extra courage to do things and want to kind of push the limits. Now, this moon is a completion on any activity you started in the matters of healing and can give you self-improvement on all levels. Physical appearance, buying and selling, traveling and repairing things. Also with racing and motorsports as well. With Ketu in the 6th house and Mercury in the 7th, there's a possibility of health issues and war-like activities in foreign nations affecting international affairs. Foreign affairs, reputation with other countries, international disputes, competitors, and the death of secret enemies. So it's better to start healing now, and then when the full moon comes, that could be a completion of the healing. But if you haven't been doing those things, then this can, and in the world, there can be some health issues that pop up, especially because of the eclipse. Now, Mercury is combust until December 17th. We have to remember that. There can always be communication issues, saying the wrong thing or being misinterpreted, especially by our partners or in our reputation this month. So just be cautious of that. And also phones, phone companies, or investing in the wrong thing can happen as well. Now, on October 20th, Mars will be in Cancer, aspecting the Sun and Mercury. On that day, the Moon will be exalted in Taurus, but once it gets into Gemini in the next 2 days from there, it's 12 from its own sign and challenges can occur. Mars will be aspecting Saturn by the 8th aspect, and Saturn will be aspecting Mars by the 6th aspect. This means that the misuse of power, actions, in violence, based on our emotions, defensiveness, can cause shocking events to occur, which can lead to conflicts around the world. These can erupt in a violent manner as it's something that has been held in. We must learn to control our own emotions and not to lash out at our partners, as this aspects Libra. This can be a result in aggressive communication or harsh words for leaders, celebrities, and those in positions of power. This can also be a result of things coming to the surface and secrets exposed. Because Mars is in a bad position here in Cancer. It doesn't like to be here. It can create that anger and that passive aggressiveness in people. It's better to use this energy to go within. Because it's a water sign, it's your intuition, the water of the astral realms. So you can use it for mantra repetition and to go within, and that will burn off all of this excess anger that you feel. But also limiting certain things that can create more anger, like spicy foods, for example, can help you in these matters. But better to learn how to express yourself better than holding things in. And I forgot to mention, on October 12th, Venus will be going into Scorpio. So we have a great Venus right now in Libra, and then it will go into Scorpio. So then we're going to dive into darker matters and also fields of research like the occult. But we must be careful that we don't become obsessed with darker things or in love with certain darker things that may be harmful to us. Like a lot of people who have these placements, they start becoming obsessed with criminals or people or relationships. This is when people start getting tattoos of other people on them because they're so obsessed with them, which they later realized was very irrational. So this is good for research and deep occult or deep emotional bonds that we can have, going through the muddy waters of the depths of our soul. So that's just a little bit about what I see for the month of October. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.